When I started Season 2 of the Pittsburgh Penguins be a GM, I said that I wasn't going to make any trades. That's going to turn out not to be true because, ladies and gentlemen, our defense absolutely sucks. Part of it is the fact that I'm really struggling with defense so far on superstar difficulty, but part of it is also, look at our defense. 76 is our third line, and our other one is only 80. So we want to get another defenseman. We want to make this team a little bit better. Possibly move Lovejoy down to line 3. That way we have no one below 80. And really we don't. We just have an injury. So that's why one of our defensemen is out. So we're going to try to trade for a defenseman in this episode. We looked at Vatanen from the Ducks. His trade value was just too high. We couldn't work anything out. Next person we looked at was Trevor Daley. In real life, the Penguins got Trevor Daley like a couple months ago. We tried to do Brandon Sutter, Daley, and Anisimov. Obviously, the trade value there is way unfair, so we are going to add more stuff into this deal and see what we can do with Chicago, but we decided to back out instead. I just wasn't willing to, match that value. We actually looked at try to trade back for Pulio because he's really blossomed into a good defenseman. We got Tatar instead of Pulio. Probably still a good trade. We're going to try Sutter and a second-round pick for Pulio and the guy whose last name I cannot even pronounce. He's elite potential as well. We decide that that deal wasn't strong enough on our side. A first, a third, and a Sutter for Pulio and a center with elite potential. Athanasiou, I think is how you say that. And I actually discarded the trade. I probably should have proposed it, but I don't know. I just couldn't make up my mind. Next we look at is Mirko Mueller from the Sharks. We make a huge deal here. We try to get Tierney and Mueller for Sutter, a second, 2 prospects, and a 6th round pick. We proposed that to the Sharks, and they reject it. Looking back, I probably should have gone back for that Detroit deal, but let's see what we can work out with the Sharks here. I am wanting to trade Sutter away because he has like hardly any points at all this year. He's just been really, really bad. I make another offer and they reject. So my hope is to make 2 trades. I want to trade Sutter to the Sharks and then trade somebody else for another center that's better than Sutter. I offer Sutter in a 1st round pick and the Sharks still don't go for it. I thought that was a big deal I offered. So we're going to add in Keenan's, try to make this deal with the Sharks. I proposed it again and they rejected it. I met the block well enough, but they don't like the value. I think that's what that said. So we add in another prospect and they reject it yet again. So I feel like we're getting close because it even said in like the description, which I didn't show enough, that we were getting close. Sutter, a 1st and a 2nd for Tierney and Mueller. I was going to make this deal, but at this point, I'm just worried about giving up too many draft picks. They reject it. And I turn instead to try to trade for the center first and then do Sutter to the Sharks. I look at Nick Bonino. The reason I did this, the Penguins traded for Nick Bonino in real life. He's only a little bit better than Sutter, but he's performed a lot better this year, who's struggled. It would be an 84 to an 85 change. We do a 2nd in Sutter from Mueller. We're going to try just that alone and then try trading for the other center to Vancouver. So will this work with the Sharks? We're going to go for this. Yes, it does. So Mueller joins the Penguins. We trade Brandon Sutter to the San Jose Sharks and as well as a 2nd round pick. I didn't want to give away too many draft picks right there, but that's what I did. So now we just have to get Sutter from Vancouver. Or I'm sorry, Bonino from Vancouver. We offer a 1st round pick for Bonino. That's what the Penguins did in real life, I think. They reject it. So now what are we going to do? We're going to add in a prospect. There's this Crawford. He's a high potential of a 7th D. He's far away from the NHL, and that trade is accepted. So we get Nick Bonino, and we get Mueller from the Sharks, and we trade away Brandon Sutter. So that's going to be the changes. Not huge changes, but I think adding another defenseman will help us, even if it's not a top name. We put Bonino on the 3rd line. He replaces Sutter. I think that's going to be a much better deal than Brandon Sutter right there, because Sutter was just not cutting it this year. He was really struggling, wasn't scoring a lot of points, and I really had no other choice. So there's our lines right now. Edom, Russ, and Wilson. I still hate that right there. Our 4th line is not great, but as you can see, line 2, 84 and 84, and then line 3, 80 and 81. So our defense is definitely better than what it was before, and as you can see, Dumoulin, who's an 80 overall, he is actually injured. Just a sore hip. He's only out for like a week or something like that. So not a big deal. That's why there was a 76 on our defense. David Perron was not happy about me trading away Sutter. I tell him the obvious. Hockey's a business, and sometimes you have to make those decisions. No effect on morale. Benino says you won't regret trading for me. And what did I tell him here? We said, you can bring a lot to the table. That's why we traded for you. That's a positive effect on him. We're going to head to Florida for our first game with our new players to see if Benino or Sutter can maybe get a point or something like that here in this game. Here we are early on, or actually late on in the first period, 5 minutes left. It's going to be Wilson with the puck. He's going to pass it over to Rust, who shoots and scores. So the fourth line getting it done, giving the Penguins a 1-0 lead here. A good way to start out this game. Now just a few minutes later, 3 minutes left. Here's Florida with the puck. They're going to skate with it. They pass it in front, and Fleury lets in my opinion, what was a soft goal. Fleury struggled a little bit this year, too. I think that's part of my defensive struggles. We flash forward to the second. Here's Phil Kessel. He's got Malkin. He gets it over to Malkin, who shoots and scores. Penguins take a 2-1 lead. What a play right there by Kessel. Just waiting. And perfect patience on him to pass that over to Malkin. And the one Penguins fan in the audience cheers with a Stanley Cup on his hat, right? But that's going to be the game. Florida pulls their goalie. Hornquist's going to get a power play goal. I don't know why you would pull their goalie when... Oh, no, they were on the power play. We were on the power play. Why would you pull your goalie when you're already shorthanded? Because then it's just 5-on-5. That's ridiculous. They empty their net again, which doesn't make sense because the game's already over. Hornquist is going to get the puck again, and he scores his second empty net goal of the game with 1.9 seconds left. That's pretty funny right there. I skated all the way to the front, and none of them ended up hitting me. So we end up winning that one 4-1. And finally, we're going to face off here against our arch nemesis, the Philadelphia Flyers. We got into the fight in Philadelphia in the last episode, if you guys remember. Here we are in the first 13 minutes left. So early on, Philly with the puck and some great passing right there. They're going to score. Fleury probably could have made that save, but that is some great passing by Philadelphia. Now 12 minutes left in the first, and just bad defense by me right here. I should have stopped that puck earlier. I didn't even cover that guy on the inside. I left him, and that was a bad decision. And it's 2-0 Philadelphia. 10 minutes in the first, it's going to be Sedin with the puck. He gets it to Crosby, who shoots and scores. Sidney Crosby gets the goal, and it's 2-1. So a high-scoring first period, 3 goals in 9 minutes and 55 seconds. We flash forward midway through the second. Bo Bennett's going to have the puck. He's got Perron. Bennett gets it to Perron. He scores, and the game is tied at 2. A great job right there by David Perron to tie this game. And once again, another great pass by the Penguins. Now 13 minutes left in the second. Philadelphia is going to be coming up in the zone. They shoot it and score. That one really made me mad because Fleury let in a super soft goal right there. So he's really struggling in this game. 7 minutes left in the second. Philly shoots and scores again. Once again, I think Fleury should have made that save. So I probably should have pulled him at this point. But 4 minutes left. Malkin's going to get a shot. That's going to be deflected wide. Good save. Hornquist with the puck. He's going to get hit. It's a delayed penalty. Hornquist has the puck still. He's going to skate to the front. Shoot. Save made. Rebound. Score. Good play by Evgeny Malkin. I've seen him make that play in real life a few times. And it's 4-3. So the delayed penalty is not going to matter. As you can see, that is scored by, I'm sorry. That was Tomas Tatar, not Evgeny Malkin, that scored the goal right there. My mistake. But Tatar with a nice play. 4-3. Fleury lets in another soft one, and Philadelphia leads it 5-3. At this point, I'm just furious. I'm going to pull Fleury because he's playing like absolute garbage in this game. Fleury's having a terrible year. I got to start thinking about if Fleury continues to play this way for the rest of the year, even though he won the Conn Smythe last year, I don't know. I don't know how much longer he's going to be a member of this team if he can't get it together in time for the playoffs, if we even make the playoffs. Daniel Sedin's going to score with 16 minutes left in the third. It's 5-4, so the Penguins still alive in this one. Daniel Sedin's had a great game. I think that's a couple points for him. 6 minutes left. Here's Sedin with the puck yet again. He's going to move up into the zone. He's going to shoot and score. Daniel Sedin ties the game 5-5, and the Penguins' offense has just been matching their bad defense goal for goal here in this one, it seems like. With 6 minutes left, this game's tied, and Mueller gets an assist, so that's his first point with the Penguins. We go to overtime. Philadelphia with the puck, 33 seconds left, and they score on Zach Koff and win the game. That's it for this episode. I want to thank everybody for watching. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. For now, I'm Mr. F like 9916. Peace.